I attempt to not fuck everything up, if you will. Now let's see. I believe when I did this, I hit one in politics. I think I'm already really good. Yeah, I'm already good in logic. Politics, erudition, and manipulation, I think. Yeah, I don't have points left to give. Okay, I think that's good to start.
It's time I went back and joined everyone in the small salon.
Do I have to? I mean, I'd really rather not. Now the real question is, are there royal jellies along the way?
Monsieur Johann von Wulner.
I go back in people's rooms? No, of course not. Well, I suppose I may as well just head back down. Wait, no. Are those like the wrong stairs or something? No, you cannot go down these stairs. I know they all reach the same place, but heaven forbid you go down those stairs. You must go down these stairs, and only these stairs.
Emily, I must speak to you.
What's the matter, Louis?
I have news about your sister.
What have you found out?
Look, I've started piecing together the events leading up to my mother's disappearance and your sister's. Did my mother know about your secret?
Yes, even though I belong to the English chapter, her rank in the order gives her access to a
Perhaps
good deal
don't speak
of
in a
personal
hallway with an
information.
echo in it.
It must have been Emma I saw in
That
my
must
vision.
have been that.
I was given to understand that
Might not
my
be
mother
a
and your
good
sister
idea.
bonded during their stay. If Mother's really killed her sister, I'd better find her by myself. They say they spent a lot of time together. They got along well.
Oh, really? Do you think your mother liked Duchess Hillsborough?
Of course she did. After all, she's your sister. Well, we'll find them, Emily. Trust me. Should I speak to her about my vision? If what I saw is true, she might want to take revenge.
I do kind of want it.
Emily, there's something else.
Go on then.
It's about your sister. I don't know what happened exactly, but it's possible that my mother had a go at her.
I know, Louis. I found out that same evening. Well, thanks for not trying to hide it.
What? Why didn't you tell me?
I didn't know if I could trust you. Now I know I can. It seems that your mother tricked Emma. She apparently asked her
Okay.
to hide an important book so that even she wouldn't know where it was. And then she shot her like a dog to make sure no one would ever find it again.
Why would she do that?
I don't know, Louis, but I'll find out. You can count on that.
I'm sincerely sorry, Emily.
Thank you, Louis. But you do realize your mother will have to accept the consequences of her acts.
There must be an explanation, Emily.
That's what we shall see.
Oh, that
Come,
makes
Louis.
sense.
They're waiting for us.
Yeah, they are. Well, I do feel like being
You will
honest
pay
is the best
dearly,
way.
Peru. I'm sure you were involved somewhere along the line.
That's right. Pretend you don't know. One
Uh-oh.
piece of advice. Don't travel through France on your way back, or it'll cost you dearly.
Calm now, my friends. Let's calm down. Everyone seems to be a little unnecessarily heated. don't forget
Well, you're a
where you
horrific
are.
face.
What's
would
going on here
get anyone
exactly?
needed.
Sir Gregory called us together to introduce the last guest.
But hardly
Oh,
had they
excuse me.
arrived when he set upon Monsieur Peru.
And what has Mr. Peru done to once again provoke someone's anger?
We don't really know just yet.
I get the feeling it won't be long before it gets out.
How could you dare do such a thing? Dios mio, you are all out of your minds!
Really, Duke Manuel? What made you kick up such a fuss?
What? Have you not heard? Well, let me inform you that yesterday morning at 10:22 a.m. precisely, in the middle of the Place de la Révolution in Paris, by decree of the National Convention which Monsieur Peru works for, King Louis was guillotined. What? The King of France is
shit.
dead, gentlemen. Our monarchies are in danger. I have said it before. How dare they?
Oh dear.
Oh, as if...
Friends, let us
that's-
calm down.
Don't pretend to be
forgot that didn't happen.
surprised. He got a fair trial.
Ridiculous! Bastard! He was sentenced to death by 361 votes to 360. You beheaded a king for 1 vote! Is that your democracy?
Well, I mean, it is
What an
technically
obnoxious
majority
act.
rules, but
Until
that's...
anything was possible. This political coup will have grave consequences.
France is lost.
Gentlemen, please. Let us take a step back a moment.
In the name of holiness. He was the highest representative of God in France, Emily.
Calm down.
Gentlemen, Duchess, we're all among people of reputable company here. We should be able to manage the conflicts of our nations in a respectful and orderly manner.
I fully agree with you, sir.
But
That's enough, sir.
with whom do I have the pleasure of speaking?
Louis Maras de Richet.
Are you related to Sarah de Richet?
Sarah is his mother, Duke. Gentlemen, this news affects us all, but I must ask you to remain calm. It's not the first time history has taken us by surprise. Let's ensure that our
Oh, no.
respective countries are allowed to respond
This is a different
appropriately
time
to
loop
this
than
news.
last time.
Oh, rest
Actually, I
assured.
have no
The
idea.
response will
but
not fall
if
short,
that's it-
my friend.
Good for you.
If it really is a time
Well,
loop
Your
thing,
Grace,
I'll have this to
here
laugh
I
back
was
on.
preparing to introduce you as is proper, and you've beaten me to it. I'm delighted that we are all together at last. Our meeting will therefore be able to kick off shortly. I have just a few more little preparations to take care of before you all find out the reason for your presence here. In the meantime, I shall leave you to get to know one another. When you hear the bell, please proceed to the conclave room on my left, behind that door. I'll see you later.
I'll just get out of here. Oh. He has. Okay, he might be. Right, no, I'm overthinking that man with the sword thing. Oops, that wasn't what I meant. Oh, he's. Godoy. Well then. I honestly just thought he wasn't going to show up, but I suppose he is.
Could you spare a moment, please, sir?
I'm glad you asked. I want to talk to you too. Of course.
I
Oh,
heard
no.
about your mother's disappearance.
He looks concerned. I don't know why, but I doubt it's from sympathy alone. Well, let's see what he wants from me.
Any news of her? Have you found her, maybe?
To hear you speak, you seem to know my mother well.
Not really. We met for the first time on this very spot some weeks back. We had a very pleasant
Oh, I should
discussion.
have put a point in.
She's an
vision.
exceptionally learned lady with a good head for business. No need for me to tell you that.
I agree.
Did she tell you about our arrangement?
The cat's out of the bag now. More or less, but please do refresh my memory.
Yes, of course. Nothing of great importance in itself. During one of our discussions, she spoke of an
Right.
old book which might have been of interest to me. and she had agreed to let me have it.
A book about what?
Ancient occultism. As you are aware, I am a doctor of theology.
Oh, that does.
You
make
might
sense.
have come across some old books in her belongings, perhaps?
The least one can say is that he doesn't beat around the bush. Sarah never travels without a few books. What does the one you're looking for look like exactly?
It resembles a grimoire. It's
Grimoire
divided
art,
into
perhaps?
7 parts,
Wait, no,
each
that's-
one individually locked. It was made in such a way
How
that
can a
if someone
book be
tried to
locked?
tamper with it, the sheets would be permanently tarnished. It's a unique copy. There's only one.
The mere mention of it makes his face light up. Well, I'll take a closer look, but I can't promise you anything. You seem very upset. Is it so important to you, this book?
Well, it's the search of a lifetime. What can I say? Every time I move closer
Please
to
have
it,
passed now.
it seems to... I was very surprised to learn that your mother had it in her possession. I thought it was with a certain von Borchardt in Paris. Do you know him?
Indeed. One of your close friends?
No, not really, but we were close once. Precisely over the case that concerns us now, because he claimed to have the book
Oof,
I'm
I
looking
dropped
for.
a lot of points on that.
Another dishonest person. What can you say? Can't trust anyone these days, huh?
No, you can't.
I hope I've been able to satisfy your curiosity, Mr. von Volner, and that you succeed in finding what you're looking for.
Oh, and so do I.
And now, what if you told me who you really are working for, instead of keeping up this pretense?
I beg your pardon?
We both know what you're looking for, von Volner. You're the one who von Borchardt was planning to sell it to.
For centuries, all those who have come into contact with the Al-Azif have bitterly regretted it, Monsieur de Richet. You are playing a dangerous game. Please know that I am working
Well,
for
I'm
someone who does not appreciate anyone poking around in his business.
Let me guess.
Why do we not home?
Lord Mortimer.
Oh, you are way off the mark. There's nothing more for us to say. Goodbye.
Well, I don't know who I was supposed to say. Anything? Damn it, it's just a collector coin. Wait. Oh no. Like, yes, coins are nice, but... Ah. Just what I needed.
There's a pattern with 5 circles on this chest.
Why would I unlock it without using the key when I have the key?
I have no space left. I'll retrieve it later. I have no space left. I'll retrieve it later. Chronicles of the Amber Princes. As I recall, Dorkin was my favorite character. Hey, these look like pages taken from an ancient encyclopedia.
Maybe they are. Let's see, what if this is actually timed in alley of some... I should talk to him.
Monsieur Bonaparte, may I speak with you a moment?
May we?
What do you think of Duke Godoy?
Well, I'd rather not express any opinion of him.
Why is that?
His reputation is enough for me.
I'm sure that a soldier such as yourself is not interested in vulgar rumors.
Quite right. If only this cursed gossip didn't come to stain the uniform he has the audacity to wear.
Don't you find him worthy?
But how could he be, monsieur? He never sets foot on the battlefield, too occupied with charming the queen. Have you any idea of the number of titles that coward has won in just a few years?
No, not really.
10! And that Don Juan spends the best part of his time under the queen's skirts. The bugger must have some hidden talent, given all of the gifts she gives him.
I understand your point of view. Does expression "go beyond the nightmare" mean anything to you at all?
Well, metaphorically, yes. It sums up the career of a soldier quite well. I doubt that is what you want to hear, though.
Indeed. That's surely not what I'm looking for.
Well, monsieur, if you are looking for a phrase book, Lord Mortimer must surely have one, given the number of books he has. You ought to check in the library of the tower. You never know.
Would you have any more information about the conference Lord Mortimer spoke of?
Nothing at all. Mortimer is very committed to secrecy when it comes to his conferences. But given the presence of Monsieur Peru and ourselves, I think it must concern France to some extent.
I mean, that does make sense.
Otherwise, I doubt he would have invited 3 Frenchmen to his table, huh?
Well, I'll be leaving you now. Shall we meet up again later?
Wait, monsieur. Any news of your mother?
Unfortunately not, no.
I hope to speak with her about my deal before I leave. Let me know if you find her. À plus tard, monsieur.
And then the bell goes, right? No.
I have no space left. I'll retrieve it later.
No. Yes, I can't if you have the golden elixir. But I cannot leave. Oh wait, I can.
What can I do for you, sir? I am at your service day and night, sir.
Carmelite water?
As I was unable to bring my personal effects with me, I was wondering if you could find me a few items.
Of course, sir. What would you require?
Oh wait, actually I already went through this, right, and can't manage the stuff I have. The stuff I have is the stuff I can get, rather. Just sit it down there. Okay, can't leave. Maybe speak with Washington, sure.
Mr. President, what do you think about your counterpart, Duke Manuel?
I'm very surprised he was able to accept Lord Mortimer's invitation, given the political situation in Spain.
What do you mean?
The situation is ready to explode with France over Catalonia.
Well, the Duke must have a darn good reason to be absent and come here, mustn't he?
When Lord Mortimer invites you, Louis, you come. It's always in your best interest.
I wouldn't say that personally, but... Go beyond the nightmare. Does this line remind you of anything in particular?
You've caught me unaware here, Louis. Let me think about it a second. No, nothing comes to mind.
Well, that was a
Sorry,
second.
Louis, but I am unable to help you.
Mr. President, can you tell me a little more about the coming conference?
Of course, Louis. That's why we're here. Lord Mortimer or Sir Gregory regularly organize meetings like this to put forward major projects.
Right.
What do you mean by major projects?
I'd prefer to let Lord Mortimer explain that to you, Louis. Let's say he brings together influential people in order to consider possible actions to undertake to guarantee the future of nations.
Do you know the theme of the conference?
Not in the slightest. None of the guests know the theme before arriving. But you'll see, everything will turn out fine. Don't worry.
Well, I mean, someone said...
Thank you for your time.
You know.
Don't mention it, my young friend. Regarding your question on the nightmare, don't hesitate to question the others about it. Maybe one of them knows more than I do.
That's a good idea. Thank you once again. I'll see you in a little bit.
No, wait, I'm trying to remember... some people's, He's right. She's immune to questioning the logic and weak to psychology, diversion. I don't know his. Oh. It's questioning, weak to etiquette, but immune to conviction in politics. Weak to etiquette and psychology. Diversion. Immune psychology. Well, not that. What Elizabeth is immune to is really going to matter. I would imagine. Sorry, I just was going to say something, but forgot the idea midway through, so now I look like an idiot. Or crazy. Take your pick, right?
Circe turning Ulysses' companions back into humans. Circe preparing wine. What better trap for Ulysses?
Alright.
The conversion of Ulysses
running around
by
looking
Gors.
at paintings trying to find
Circe
the royal jelly.
changing Ulysses' companions into swines.
So that may make my
Romney painted Lady Hamilton as Circe.
appear little off. It's there. This place really does need a balcony. Not a balcony, a railing.
The
I
lock
should
is
be able to
surrounded
open
by a
that
triple
now.
circle.
Right? Like, the thing is, I could Trisha unlock it, but I don't really have the points right now. Ability is questioning.
A swine in a salon? That's an odd choice of decor.
Ah, Louis.
Just a man. Good Lord. How did the king come to be executed? I would think that the Order would have intervened.
You would think so.
Your Eminence, I'm sorry for King Louis, but he did everything to put himself there.
Louis? How can you say such a thing? Even if France rejects the church, you don't go and behead a person of high status. They always serve our cause better alive than dead. Politically, it's absurd.
I invite you to speak about it with my mother as soon as she reappears.
Is there any news of her?
Well, I hope it won't be long before I find her, Your Eminence.
Well, I found
you wanted to speak to me.
If I say the nightmare to you, does it make you think of anything?
Your question is strange, my son.
Well, yes.
Difficult to say. Could you at least tell me a little more about the context?
Think of a place and tell me the first thing that comes into your mind when I say the nightmare.
Let me think. I'd say Lord Mortimer's favorite painting on the wall behind his desk. You know, that painting caused quite a stir when it was exhibited. It is titled The Nightmare, and it shows a woman lying down with a creature sitting on her. And in the background, a horse.
That is a little
I
weird.
don't know if it will be of any help, but I can't think of anything else.
You never know. Thank you for that, though, Your Eminence. Oh, I gotta go and see it just in case, though. I was wondering what to think of that Manuel Godoy.
He is reputed
I'm
to
sure a
be
man
an
like
ambitious
you is
character.
in the circle of trust.
At every level.
Would you know what the conference that Lord Mortimer mentioned is going to be about?
That's weird.
Not really, my son. Well, be it Lord Mortimer or Sir Gregory, we are never informed about the theme of the conference before it begins.
Thank you for everything, Your Eminence. I shan't take up any more of your time.
You are welcome, my son. I will be seeing you, Louis.
Well, I found... Oh, he has another immunity. Wow. Oh.
Circe.
You know, now that I think about it,
the lock is surrounded by a triple circle.
There is a key I can at least find for that. This one I have to unlock.
Crystals. Petrus, the Miller brothers.
Right.
Miller expressly forbade me from reading it.
I'm so low on points, I don't have them to be looking around. You know, I'm gonna need to be.
Liberty or Death by Regnault. Well, I'll take liberty, please. But I do understand his choice, even though it seems radical.
unless sitting for a while will replenish anything. I mean, I'll give it a little bit, but I doubt it will. Okay.
Carmelite water. They say that if you drink this, it gives you a real boost. The Last Supper by Leonardo da Vinci. The last day before his crucifixion, Jesus announces that he will be betrayed by one of his disciples.
Having 3 Carmelite waters is really good, though. And honestly, I will probably need them sooner rather than later.
The Song of Roland. The Fall of Phaeton. Another painting by Rubens. Poor Phaeton, struck by lightning for borrowing his father's chariot and losing control of it. Moral, don't steal Dad's chariot. Christ Crucified by Velázquez. Look, someone's left a note there. Reserved for the Duke of Alcudia.
Huh. Okay then. The Devil's Thorn.
There's the alchemical symbol of the earth on the lid.
Oh hey, I got a Carmelite water and a royal jelly for that. Beautiful. But it's 2. Oh, Man, I have so many golden elixirs. Now,
a fragment of amber.
Okay. Five Devil Thorns, 3 Carmelite waters. And 5 golden elixirs. So I'm hoping that by that I'll be alright.